The visit by Eritrea's foreign minister to Saudi Arabia signals Asmara's intent to deepen ties with a Gulf powerhouse, likely securing billions in investment for Assab's development. Posts on X and web sources suggest this could transform Assab into a modern trade hub, boosting Eritrea's economy and military capacity. For Ethiopia, a nation of over 120 million with a historical claim to Red Sea access lost in 1993, this might seem like Eritrea locking away a vital lifeline. A stronger Eritrea, backed by Saudi resources, could resist Ethiopian pressure more effectively, raising the stakes of any confrontation. However, this doesn't mean Ethiopia is out of options. Addis Ababa's economic might and regional influence still dwarf Eritrea's, offering leverage to counter this move. Saudi Arabia's involvement, cemented during the foreign ministers' discussions, brings a wealthy player into the mix, one with a vested interest in Red Sea stability under its Vision 2030. For Ethiopia, this could feel like an external power meddling in a regional issue, especially since Saudi Arabia mediated the 2018 Jeddah Peace Pact that briefly promised Ethiopia port access. A militarized push for Assab might now risk Saudi retaliation, diplomatic or otherwise, complicating Ethiopia's plans. Yet this also opens a door. Saudi Arabia values Ethiopia's market and agricultural potential, evidenced by $13 billion in investments from 2000 to 2017. Ethiopia could quietly pivot, using economic diplomacy to negotiate a stake in Assab's development, turning Saudi interest into an advantage rather than a barrier. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's vision of restoring Ethiopia's sea access has rallied national pride, especially amid reliance on Djibouti for 95% of trade. Eritrea's Saudi-backed Assab project might deter a military approach. Ethiopia's forces, stretched by internal conflicts in Amhara and Oromia, would face a fortified Eritrea and potential Gulf backlash. Peaceful claims could also stall if Eritrea and Saudi Arabia prioritize their partnership over Ethiopia's needs. But Ethiopia isn't powerless. Addis Ababa could exploit its diplomatic weight, its role in the African Union and ties with the United States to press for multilateral talks, subtly framing Eritrea's move as a regional destabilizer. Offering Saudi Arabia trade incentives or joint infrastructure projects could also secure Ethiopia a share of Assab's benefits without firing a shot. The Saudi-Eritrean deal, spotlighted by the foreign minister's visit, might align Eritrea with Egypt, and others wary of Ethiopia's Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. This could isolate Ethiopia diplomatically, deterring bold moves on Assab. However, Ethiopia's internal challenges, economic strain and ethnic tensions don't erase its advantages. Eritrea remains a smaller, weaker state, and Saudi Arabia's regional focus, for instance, Yemen, might limit its commitment to Asmara. Ethiopia could quietly build coalitions with Djibouti or Somalia, offering them economic partnerships to counter Eritrea's port play, while pressing the narrative that Ethiopia's stability benefits the Horn more than Eritrea's isolationism. For Ethiopian readers, the Saudi-Eritrean pact isn't a defeat, it's a call to adapt. Militarily, caution is wise. A conflict with a Saudi-backed Eritrea risks too much. Instead, Ethiopia could engage Saudi Arabia directly, leverage historical ties like the 2018 peace deal, and Ethiopia's market size to negotiate access to Assab, offering Riyadh agricultural exports or investment opportunities, strengthen alternatives, double down on deals with Djibouti, or explore Somalia's Berbera port, reducing Assab's strategic weight while subtly pressuring Eritrea. Push diplomacy, use the African Union to frame Ethiopia's sea access as a regional good, rallying support to counter Eritrea's Saudi alignment. Bolster internal unity, address domestic unrest to project strength, signaling to Eritrea and Saudi Arabia that Ethiopia remains a formidable player.